In this video, we're going to create an RDS instance of a MySQL database. We're going to follow the instructions here in our lab, and we'll start by just opening up the service region and selecting MySQL. After that, we'll use the free tier for this and add the configurations that we have there. So I'm going to go to our here. Create the database, select MySQL, and free tier. Database instance identifier, let's use this one. And then for the user, that one. And password. Just be careful when you select the password here to not get a space at the end. That right there. And then now we just make sure that we're on the free tier. Graviton, check the port. Oh no, let's see. We don't need that one. Let's see. Now it's a good idea to create a new VPC for this. So I'm just going to call this MySQL underscore VPC. Actually, MySQL, I'll do that. C1. Additional configuration. That's the port we're going to connect with. Password authentication is fine. We don't need this. Additional configuration, let's create a database. And we don't have to worry about the backups for this. In production, you probably need backups. Okay. And then now review the cost and create the database. So now we just need to wait a few minutes while this is being created. One thing to note is that if you have a database, and this is a good thing for you to do, this one's in creating, this one's already here, but you can stop a database temporarily, but it will only last up to 7 days. After that point, it'll automatically restart. So you just have to acknowledge that, and then we can just do stop temporarily, right? So now this one is in the process of stopping. And I would say stop the database when you're not using it. If you're going to be accessing the database from a location that's different, by default, when a database is created, you will see that your security group for it will have an inbound rule that allocates just your IP address, like the computer that you're creating this on. So if you wanted to access this, say, from work and school, or because those will be on different networks, then you'll have to edit this inbound rule and maybe remove that and make it from anywhere. So that way you can connect to the RDS instance from multiple locations. So I just updated that. So for here, we can confirm it. Oops, it doesn't seem like it affected it. Let me double check this. Inbound rules. Oops. Oh, did I save it? Maybe not. Okay, save rule. Okay, so the source meaning from anywhere, 000./0 will be allowing connections from anywhere. So now let's go back to our RDS, our databases. And now we see this one is still being created, but this one is now stopping. So I no longer need this one actually. So I'm going to just come through and delete it. Create a final snapshot. They charge you for the memory for the snapshot, so I don't want to be charged. So I'm just going to go No, thank you. And then it says you have to acknowledge that when you're deleting it, you won't have any snapshots or recovery ability. So let's do that acknowledgement and I'll go delete it. So this is a earlier instance. I'm just going to delete it. There we go. Boom. So now we're waiting, waiting, waiting. I'm going to refresh the whole page and see what happens. Yeah. These things take time. So it won't be much longer. Mhm. I guess while we're waiting, um, we'll be using the MySQL workbench, right? Yeah, it's free from MySQL. MySQL is owned by Oracle, so we can download it. There's another tool that you might be interested in if you like to connect by command line. MySQL Shell, uh, CLI program, and this one will allow you to run MySQL from your command line. So let me see if I can show you what it looks like. Well, actually, no. What's that? Resting. Oh, resting. Okay. So now that the database is ready, I'm going to just take a look at the settings. So I'll click on testing instance. This is the IP address. Well, what would you would use for the configuration endpoint? And if you want to see how to connect to review that information, you can see it as the database name. And where these username, testing, and password. Okay, so this database has been created, and next video will show you how to connect to it.